Tom, regarding the statement yesterday about Miles being cleared to play, can you clarify what it means to be, cleared by the NCAA right now? I think it's a little up in the air. Does that mean he did not? It's proven that he did not commit a violation, or is he simply cleared to play moving forward?
No, it was more cleared that in the research that we did and the NCAA did, and I give both Jen Smith and our compliance department, and the fact that the NCAA moved on it quickly, and there are reasons that they did, and but they cleared him to play, or I wouldn't have played him. So he's cleared to play, and there was one major issue with the, I think, $400 that we and they have found to be completely not true as of what we know now.
Tom, I know you have a long-standing relationship with the Dawkins family. Can you characterize your relationship with Christian and what your dealings have been with him over the years?
Guys, I'll answer a question or two, but I just had a chance to win a championship, and I'm not going to answer many questions. I do have a long relationship with his dad, and this was done. I was not involved in this thing at all. This was our compliance people in the NCAA, and I thought they ruled quickly. Miles Bridges was not involved in this at all, and so this isn't going to be the time when I'm going to answer a lot of questions. I know that's important to you. It's really not to me. We just won a championship, and I'm going to try to stick to questions like that. I'll do the best I can, and understanding that you have the rights and the ability to ask, I hope you appreciate that I have the right and the ability to not answer questions that some of them I don't even know about.
Tom, you kind of alluded to it earlier this morning about just the practices the last few days, how tough and difficult they were. I guess walk us through when you found out how things went with Miles, and how did you see that affect him today?
Well, I addressed my team and my staff on Friday, and not thinking or not knowing, but thinking that there's a good chance or a chance that he would not play. I wanted to tell him on Friday, so I didn't tell him Saturday, and then they didn't have any time to adjust. So I told him Friday that this could be the way it is, that we got to prepare both ways. And so as you can imagine, those guys, they don't like Miles, they love Miles. And the practices weren't great. And with about 20 minutes left of yesterday's practice, we got word that he was eligible to play, and along with, there's been more than just him that have been eligible to play, and it definitely helped the last 20 minutes of practice, but it was a difficult 2 days, there's no question. Dan?
Yeah, can you explain you said there are some reasons, some specific reasons why that $400 is something you're confident didn't happen?
I can't explain it because I didn't investigate it, but our people investigated it, their people investigated it, and I wasn't involved in it in any way. I did something I haven't done very much in the last month. I tried to just coach my team and watch film, and this one was completely out of my hands. So I thought our compliance people at the university and everybody there did their job. They were working till 11 o'clock at night, and I thought the people at the NCAA did their job, and there's no hall passes in this, so it was probably for a good reason.
Because of that, are you confident that he'll be clear the rest of the way?
I am in every way, shape, and form, but again, I don't have any clue on anything. I haven't had time. I found out about an hour before we left, so I really haven't talked to anybody there, but I don't think they do those things unless they've vetted it pretty good. So as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I have no reason to believe any member of my staff, the student athletes here, have violated any NCAA rules.
How has Miles handled this? Like when you talked to him, what were those conversations like? What was his initial reaction?
Well, Miles was sad because he knew nothing about it. I mean, if you read the situation, it happened back when he was in high school. And, he just was bummed out, but he handled it like a man. He handled it better than I did. And I think that's why. And yet, you can fake it. We can all fake how we feel. Deep down, it had to be crushing for him. And I just think our players rallied around him. Our coaches tried to rally around him and give Miles credit. He hung in there.
Tom, it's obviously just it's confusing because the NCAA is obviously in line behind the FBI when it comes to these investigations or whatever you want to call them. Curious, from your understanding, has the NCAA told your compliance staff that this matter is over with, or that it could be revisited later when it becomes an NCAA investigation, or if it's done?
I can't honestly answer that, but I don't think that they work that way. You know, like we'll put it off a week, and I don't think that's the way it was at all. I think it's over, but you'd have to ask our compliance people or the NCAA on that. I really can't give you an honest answer. I didn't talk to them, and I really didn't talk to my compliance officer much after I got the word in practice. You know, an hour before we were leaving that. It's a go. I mean, you know, it's not Miles Bridges, by the way. It wasn't the only guy that played. You know, there were a lot of guys that played, and I think that we have a unique situation, one that's unprecedented in recent years, at least in my era, and I appreciate that the NCAA took the time and energy, because they must have worked all night too, to go over everything and come up with this kind of answer.